What up, YouTube? This is the last of my Nbcc Code of Ethics video series. The most important one, I think, just due to the era, is the tele-mental health section, which is starting on page 13. Section 91. Counselors shall provide only those tele-mental health services for which they are qualified by education and experience. Counselors shall carefully adhere to legal requirements when providing mental health services. This requirement includes legal regulations from the states in which the counselor and client are located. Counselors shall document relevant state requirements in the relevant client's records. 93. Counselors shall ensure that the electronic means used in providing mental health services are in compliance with current federal and state laws and regulatory standards concerning mental health service. Counselors shall ensure that all electronic technology communications with clients are encrypted and secure. 95. Counselors shall maintain records of all clinical contacts with mental health service clients. Counselors shall set clear expectations and boundaries with mental health services recipients about the types and timing of communications that will be included in service provision. These expectations and boundaries shall be communicated in writing in disclosure documents provided to clients. 97. Counselors shall provide written information to all mental health clients regarding the protection of clients' records, accounts, and related passwords, electronic communications, and client identity. This information should include a description of the nature of all communication security measures that are used by the counselor, including any risks or limitations related to the provision of mental health services. 98. Counselors shall communicate information regarding security to clients who receive mental health services. Mental health service clients shall be informed of the potential risks of telehealth communications, including warnings about transmitting private information when using a public access computer or one that is on a shared network. 99. Counselors shall screen potential mental health service clients to determine whether such services are appropriate. These considerations shall be documented in the client's record. Counselors shall advise mental health service clients that they must be intentional about protecting their privacy and confidentiality, including advice concerning viewing employer policies relating to the possible prohibition concerning the use of work computers for personal communications and not using auto-remember usernames and passwords. 100. During the screening or intake process, counselors shall provide potential clients with a detailed written description of the mental health counseling process and service provision. This information shall be specific to the identified service delivery type and include relevant considerations for the particular client. These considerations shall include the appropriateness of mental health counseling in relation to the specific goal, the format of service delivery, the electronic equipment requirements such as a need for a computer with certain capabilities, the limitations of confidentiality, privacy concerns, the policy of technological failure, anticipated response time to electronic communication, alternative service delivery process, and any additional considerations necessary to assist a potential client in reaching a determination about the appropriateness of mental health service delivery format for their needs. Counselors shall discuss this information throughout the service delivery process to ensure that this method satisfies the anticipated goals. The counselor will document such information at the discussion of alternative service options and referrals in the client's record. 101. Counselors shall prevent the distribution of confidential mental health client information to unauthorized individuals. Counselors shall discuss actions the client may take to reduce the possibility that such confidential information is sent to unauthorized individuals in error. Counselors shall provide clients of mental health services with information concerning their professional preparations and/or credentials related to mental health and identify the relevant credential organization websites. Counselors, either prior to or during the initial session, shall inform clients of purposes, goals, procedures, limitations, and potential risks and benefits of mental health services and techniques. Counselors also shall provide information about rights and responsibilities as appropriate to the mental health service. Counselors also shall discuss with clients the associated challenges that may occur when communicating through mental health means, including those associated with privacy and confidentiality. 104. In the event that the client of telemental health services is a minor or is unable to provide legal consent, the counselor shall obtain a legal guardian's consent prior to the provision of services unless otherwise required by law. Counselors shall retain documentation indicating the legal guardian's identity and consent of the client's file. Counselors will provide clients of telemental health services with specific written procedures regarding emergency assistance situations related to a client. This information shall include the identification of emergency responders near the client's location. Counselors shall take reasonable steps to secure referrals for recipients when needed for emergencies. Counselors shall provide information to clients concerning the importance of identifying personal contacts in the event of identified emergency situations and shall ask clients to identify such contacts. Counselors also shall identify to the clients the circumstances in which the counselor will communicate with emergency contacts and the information that will be shared with emergency contacts. 106. Counselors shall develop written procedures for verifying the identity of each telemental health client, their current location, and readiness to proceed at the beginning of each contact. Examples of verification include the use of code words, phrases, or inquiries such as, "Is this a good time to proceed?" 107. Counselors shall limit use of client information obtained through social media sources like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, in accordance with established practices, procedures provided to the client at the initiation of services and as adopted through the ongoing informed consent process. 108. Counselors shall retain telemental health services records for a minimum of 5 years unless applicable state laws require additional time. Counselors shall limit the use of such client records to those permitted by law and professional standards as specified by the agreement terms with the respective telemental health services client. This section is called Social Media and Technology. Counselors shall provide services pursuant to an appropriate written policy which regulates the use of social media and other related digital technology with respect to current and former clients. This policy shall include terms that protect against the disclosure of confidential client information and the creation of multiple relationships. This policy shall also identify the client and counselor personal accounts are distinct from social media accounts used for professional purposes. Counselors shall be familiar with the use of privacy and security settings of social media and other electronic platforms utilized for telemental health service provisions. Counselors shall understand the purpose of those settings and their impact on client confidentiality, and ensure that such settings are in use. Counselors shall not publish confidential client information on any social media platform, including updates and blogs, without the consent of the client. To facilitate the secure provision of information, counselors shall inform clients prior to or during the initial session about secure and appropriate ways to communicate with them. Counselors also shall advise clients about the potential risks of sending messages through digital technology and social media resources or social media sources. Counselors who use digital technology for professional purposes shall only post information related to the professional services, such as information concerning advocacy, educational purposes, and marketing, that does not create multiple relationships or threaten client confidentiality. Counselors shall respect the privacy of client social media material and accounts and shall not access client social media accounts without specific client permission, a related discussion with the client, documentation of potential risks and benefits, and a specific clinical purpose. Counselors shall avoid non-professional relationships with clients online. This restriction includes connecting with or following client social media accounts. This concludes the 2023 May edition of the National Board of Certified Counselors Code of Ethics. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following along. Hopefully I'll post more stuff about my studying journey. I don't know. You guys have a good day.